It is Monday, January 4th, 2021. I hope everyone is doing well. And I wanted to check in with you here and go over some recent news and some important things that I need that we should actually keep an eye on, that I think we should all be keeping an eye on. All right, and we see the stock market has been pulling back a little bit. We're going to talk about that and some of the uncertainties that are ahead of us in the very near future. We're also going to talk about how small businesses are going to have another dismal 2021, and it could be actually even worse than 2020. So let's get into the news here. And this was an article that was tweeted out just recently. The IRS plans a 50% increase in audits of small businesses next year. Think about that. If small businesses were not hurt enough from the 2020 lockdowns, all of the restrictions and the expensive renovations that so many businesses had to go through, so many businesses were absolutely smashed in 2020 in more ways than one. All right, how are these small businesses that are barely hanging on, the ones that are still open? All right, remember how many businesses were wiped out last year because of the lockdown recessions, and now with the IRS plans to do this year with the 50% increase in audits, this is not looking good at all for small businesses. And it gets worse. Another recent article here out of tnonline.com, IRS Treasury hits small businesses with unpleasant surprise. And I'll just read an excerpt out of this here. This actually came out in December, but I must have missed it at the time. But as we're looking into 2021, this is going to be another factor that's really going to make it tough, even tougher than 2020, it looks like, for small businesses. Excerpt from this article: as if life is not tough enough these days for small business owners, the IRS and Treasury are warning them that expenses associated with forgivable loans through the Paycheck Protection program are not deductible. All right, so it looks like they're throwing a lifeline to these businesses, but then cutting a hole in the inner tube. I mean, how much more punishment can these businesses in the United States take? And it's really sad. We've seen businesses pour tens of thousands of dollars into renovations here in California. We're one of the hardest hit states for these shutdowns, these lockdowns, and yet still get told that they cannot stay open. And we saw businesses in colder states try to have outdoor dining where hardly anyone would show up. And we've shown the pictures here of just some of the ridiculous setups that some of these small businesses try to do to stay in business and to still play within these guidelines, within these rules. But it's looking more and more like the goalposts keep getting moved. No matter what these small businesses do, there's always another obstacle, or there's another layer of changes that they have to make. And it's starting to look like it's a controlled demolition of the economy. It's like our leaders right now want us to fail. They want the economy to collapse, while at the same time pretending that they're there to help us by floating out a $600 stimulus check, every 7 or 8 months. And it's going to get to where more and more people are just going to be dependent on a handout, because you will not be able to stay in business on your own. All right, and what's going to happen when 80-90% of the people are dependent on some sort of payout because they cannot survive on their own? Our last report, 43 million people are likely going to get evicted if it were not for the moratoriums, for the eviction prevention programs. All right, where does this end? Where is the silver lining? Where is the rescue package? Where is the transformation, the transition into a system, into a economy that makes sense? Look at all the new job losses. Every week it's 700,000, 800,000, and more new jobless filings, while they're telling us that the official number, well, they're saying it's just under 7% right now. But when you look at the real numbers, we see that it's much, much worse. Here's a recent article. The Fed data shows over 100 million in the U.S. out of the labor force. All right, this economy is in free fall, and it's only being propped up by endless creation of dollars being floated into the economy. And we're seeing a lot of this money go into keeping asset bubbles propped up, keeping the bubbles inflated. Right, well, what's going to happen when prices get so high, the taxes on these overinflated homes finally start biting these new home buyers, when the government stops giving handouts to different entities and different groups to try to keep them propped up. When the eviction moratoriums run out, when the foreclosure prevention programs are finally finished, and they decide no longer to keep it up, what or who is going to save us? How is this system going to be saved from absolute collapse? I mean, please let me know, because I think a lot of us are looking for answers to this, because it doesn't look very good when you look at the real statistics. All right, let's take a quick look at the markets here before we wrap this up. All major indexes were in the red today. There's a lot of uncertainty out there, as we're seeing talks of more bigger lockdowns and another variation of this infection. It's going to keep on mutating, in my opinion. They're going to always come out with a new one, saying you have to have the latest jab. Now you got to get a different jab because the infection is mutated. It's going to be never ending. It's going to be lockdown mania in 2021 unless something big changes. What else is happening? Well, gold and silver, nice bid up today. Silver at $27.37. Gold at $19.46. It's going to be knocking on the $2,000 an ounce door again very soon. We saw Bitcoin hit 34,000 before backing off a little bit. Right now it's about at 31,400. I have been selling into this insane rally in Bitcoin. And honestly, I'll probably take a lot of that and go out and buy more silver. So when something's down, that's the time to buy. When something's up, that's the time to sell. It's pretty simple. A lot of people are messaging me and asking, if it's too late to get into cryptos. Well, I'm not getting in. I'm selling right now. When things are up, you sell. And if you don't take profits, you're going to be real sorry if we see the price drop back down. We could see a big whiplash price drop in cryptos and Bitcoin. Remember the big 80% drop after the run up to 20,000. This next pullback is going to be vicious for people trying to jump in here with FOMO. And if you're up big, take some profits. It's not going to hurt you to take some off the table. You don't have to take it all off the table, because in case there's a run up to 50,000 or 100,000 someday, you want to make sure you still have some in your possession to take advantage of that run up. But if you don't take some profits, I think you're going to be in big, you're going to see a lot of regret on that. All right, everybody, thanks for watching this report here. We're going to be back with another update tomorrow. What do you think about this? Are small businesses going to get crushed in 2021 with the IRS situation and the ever evolving and ever mutating infection, and more power hungry leaders that are trying to it looks like they're purposely trying to crash the economy? I don't know what else to make out of all this, but it looks very dark, and not much hope out there that I can see. If you have any good news, if you see something changing very soon, if you have inside information, please let us know down below. I think we're all looking for a little bit of sunshine, a little bit of hope. Thanks everybody for watching this report. Stay well, stay safe, stay prepared. Bye for now. Peace.